So we're on to round number 15 and the color that we're using is gold. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back to our round number 12. We're going to work into that chain 6 space in front of the chain space from our previous round. And we're going to be working 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm starting with a chain 4, traditional way, which is equal to 1 treble. Then we're going to work another 3 trebles. So we're going to have 4 trebles worked into that space. Right, so the chain 6 space from round number 12. Then you're going to chain 2. You're going to skip 1 popcorn, okay, and then we are going to work into the chain space, into that chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, skip the next popcorn, and 2 half double crochet into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, skip the next popcorn, chain 2 into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, yarn over times 3 into our chain 6 space from round number 12. We work 4 trebles. And then you're just going to continue. Okay, do that one more time. Chain 2, skip our first popcorn, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, sorry, not chain 2 spaces, they're chain 1 spaces. Chain 2. Okay, so we're working into the chain 1 spaces between our popcorns. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So you're going to end up with 8 times 4 trebles, so 8 sets of 4 trebles. Then you're going to end up with 8 sets of 4 chain 2 spaces and 8 sets of 3 times 2 half double crochets. And if you want the exact stitch count, then that is in the written pattern, in the text version of the pattern, okay? But basically, you're just looking at that section over there, from that chain 2 until the first, where I'm pointing, the first treble, you want 8 sections like that. Okay, so to fasten off, you're just going to go all the way around, make your last chain 2, and then slip stitch into the second treble and fasten off. And I shall see you at round number 16. Okay, so that's how things are going to be looking at this point. Now, we're moving on to round number 16. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin in our first chain 2 space. So our first chain 2 space is this chain 2 space after 4, so you can choose any one, not specifically this one, is any chain 2 space after 4 trebles from our previous round. We're going to work a chain 2, so the chain 2 for me is equal to 1 half double crochet and then another double crochet. So the pattern is 2 half double crochet. Did I say double crochet? Half double crochet. So the pattern is 2 half double crochets into our chain 2 spaces. So 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets. So we should have 4 sets of 2 half double crochets. and 3 chain 2 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to skip over our 4 trebles, yarn over, and do exactly what we just did. 2 half double crochets into our next 4 chain 2 spaces divided by a chain 2. Chain 2, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip over our 4 trebles and continue. Alright, so you're just going to carry on like that all the way around. So it's going to look like so. And then when you get, so you're going to make your last chain 6, and then you'll just slip stitch into your second half double crochet to close off. And then we can move on to round number 17. So that's where I'll see you, round number 17. And we're on to round number 18. I'm continuing with the same color. So I keep on second guessing my colors and thinking, oh, maybe I should have done something different, but at the same time, I'm good at commitment. I'm committing myself to these colors. Okay, so now for round number 18, we are going to begin as we did before in the first chain 2 space. I'm going to do exactly what we did before. I'm going to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochet into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, 2 half double crochet into the next chain 2 space. Now we're going to be making 10 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yarn over and into our next chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, and then chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So you can see what we're doing, okay? We're decreasing. Right, so it's going to look like that. Okay? And that is round number 18. So you're going to continue like that. So you should have 8 times chain 2 spaces. You should have 8 times chain 2 spaces. Okay, 8 times 2 chain 2 spaces. Okay, and 8 times 3 sets of 2 half double crochets. Okay, so I shall see you and then of course you're going to finish off in exactly the same way as you did before. You'll just make your last chain 10 and then slip stitch into the top of your second half double crochet and fasten off, and I shall see you at round number 19. We're on to round number 19. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, so 50, we've got 15, 60, oh no, we're on to, oh, I think I gave you the wrong round. Not the wrong round. I didn't give you the wrong round. I just gave you the wrong round number. I said this was round number 18, but of course it's round number 17. So this is round number 15, 16, 17, and now we are going on to round number 18. So now, it's because I turned the page of my notes onto round number 18. So I'm looking at round number 18. All right, so we're going on to round number 18. And we're going to do exactly what we did before. Okay, we're going to work into our first chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 2. And we're going to work again 2 half double crochets as before. So you can pretty much see, where we're going with this. Then we're going to chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Going to chain 14, going to yarn over and into our next chain 2 space. As before, we're working 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yarn over into our next chain 2 space, and you get the drift. All right, so we're just going to carry on exactly the same as before, except we are increasing our chain spaces and increasing our big chain space, reducing our half double crochets. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So I think I should just put the black background, so because for some reason it does show up a little bit better. So it's going to be like that. Okay, so you're just going to carry on like that, following that sequence of stitches, and then when you have made your last chain 14, you're just going to slip stitch into your second half double crochet as before and fasten off, and I shall see you at round number 19. Okay, so we're on to round number 19, and round number 19 we're going to be doing this. Okay, so I just thought I'd give you a teeny weeny preview. Okay, so we're going to start as before. We're going to be working into our chain 2 space from the previous round. So in this case, it's the last chain 2 space. Right, so I'm just going to begin with my chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet, and then we do another half double crochet into that chain space. Now you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into our chain 14 we're going to work a yarn over times 3 puff. So when I say into, I mean around. Okay, so we're just going to work over that chain space. Right, then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to make 3 trebles together. We're going to go all the way down to our round number 15. We're going to skip the first 2 trebles and we're going to work into the next space. So basically we're working into the space between 2 trebles and 2 trebles, and we're going to be working treble, 3 trebles together over all of those chains that we made, over the 3 rows of chains. Right, now I'm not counting that closing chain as a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and into the same chain 14. Now you see I've forgotten how many. 1, 2, 3. I keep on wanting to do 4. We're going to work above. It's always difficult when you've done a chain. Right, chain 1 to close. Maybe I should do that again. You can tell it's still very early in the morning, Sunday morning. 1, 2, 3, pull through all loops, chain 1 to close, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, skip the next 2 half double crochets and into the next chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into our next chain 14, 1, 2, 3, pull through all of our loops, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, all the way down to round number 15, 3 trebles together. Chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over times 3, puff, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and 2 half double crochets into the next chain 2 space, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okie dokie. And it's going to look like this, right? So if you're wondering what that noise is, it's a massive wind which sprang up this morning, and I do believe that there is rain on the way. Okay, so that is round number 19. You're just going to carry on like that. To finish up, you'll just slip stitch into your second half double crochet, and I shall see you at round number 20. Okie dokie, so we're on to round number 20, right? And before we go on to round number 20, I actually want to do a stitch count with you. So we're going to have 8 times 3 trebles together. We're going to have 16 times yarn over times 3 puffs, so the little ones, and we're going to have 8 times 2 half double crochets, okay? And then we're going to have 32 chain 4 spaces. So each section has 4 chain 4 spaces, and 4 times 8 equals 32. Right, so that is round number 19 done and dusted, and we're going to go on to round number 20. So with round number 20, I'm going to be working with the walnut color, okay, and we're going to start all the way back in round number 13. So where we made those 2 treble crosses like that, okay, and we had that chain 3 in the middle. So we're going to work into that chain 3 space. You're going to start with a single crochet. Now, in the written pattern, I actually say the video is highly recommended here. So I'm hoping that those who have bought the pattern and refuse to watch videos, because you'd be surprised, lots of people don't watch videos, this is going to be a little bit tricky. So now, but of course you're watching the videos, so it's going to be easy. Okay, so we start off with a single crochet into our chain 3 space from round number 13. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, into our round number 15, where we have those 4 trebles, all right, we're going to work into the last treble, or shall I say over the last treble, like that, a single crochet front post. Then you're going to chain 2, and we're going to jump up. So we're working up in steps, so to speak. And you're going to work a single crochet front post over the first half double crochet of 2 half double crochets. Chain 2, we're going up a step, you're working a single crochet over the next half double crochet. We're going up a step, so we chain 2, go up a step, single crochet front post over the next half double crochet, chain 2, and now we're right at the top of the steps. So what we're going to do is we are going to work a single crochet into our chain 4 space. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip over the 2 half double crochets, okay, and we're going to work a single crochet into the next chain 4 space. Chain 2, and now we're just going to mirror what we've just done. So this time we're working on the outside, the second, whereas when we're going up here, we're working in the first half double crochet, and now we're working in the second half double crochet. So we're working with into the half double or over the half double crochets on the outside, because we're creating an outline here. Okay, so we're going down the steps now. Chain 2, and now we've arrived at our 4 trebles again, and this time we're going to work a single crochet front post over the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go all the way down to round number 13, single crochet into the chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to work single crochet front post over the last treble, and then single crochet front post over the first half double crochet 1 step up, single crochet front post over the next half double crochet 1 step up, and again chain 2, and here we are at the top, single crochet into the chain 4 space, 1, 2, 3, skip the 2 half double crochets, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 2, and now we're going down our steps, single crochet front post over the next second half double crochet, and then over the next second half double crochet, chain 2 over the next, walking down the stairs. 1, 2, I'm going to stop in a minute and then you'll see. Right, then over the next treble, 1, 2, 3, 4, and whoopsie, single crochet into our chain 3. Right, now if I stop a moment, then you'll see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is basically, so now you can see what's going on there. Okay, so we're outlining our little section over here where we had our mesh, which we made with the half double crochets, right? Okay, So I hope that makes sense. All right, it's not very difficult. It actually it kind of makes sense. You know, it's logical. All right. So you're just going to carry on like that until you have eight sections like that. And then to fasten off, you'll make your final chain 4, and you'll just slip stitch into your chain 3 space from round number 13. Okay, so it's really not difficult. Kind of makes sense. You know, you can't really do it any other way if you're going to have that shape, right? And that is round number 20, and I shall see you at round number 21. Okay, so we're on to round number 21, and in the sample piece I actually used the stone to make this section over here, this outline, but now I'm going to be using our sunshine. Okay, but obviously in the original, or maybe not obviously, but I thought you might like to know that in the text version of the pattern I will list both the colors. Okay, just in case you're following my colorway and you want to try something different. So now I don't want to frog this, but I think I'm just going to frog this section so I can show you how we begin. So we're going to begin all the way in round number 11, and we're going to work a puff into the chain space. All right, so it's a chain 2 space from round number 11. So you're going to go all the way, so you're working again between those 2 treble crosses, okay? But this time we're working a puff. So you're going to begin with a puff into that chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're working a yarn over times 4 puff. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to work a single crochet front post. So you're going to skip that chain 4 from our previous round. You're going to work a single crochet front post over the very next single crochet front post from our previous round into your next chain 2 space. We'll be working 4 half double crochets, and we're going to be working 4 half double crochets into the chain 2 spaces, and we're going to be working single crochet front posts over the single crochet front posts. Okay, so we're working 4 half double crochets into our chain 2 spaces. So we're going up that step again, 3, 4, single crochet front post, and again 1. So you'll have 4 sections of 4 half double crochets. Okay, and you're going to work single crochet front post over that single crochet that we made into the chain 4 space. Now into our chain 3 space, you'll work 2 half double crochets, a double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet, and 2 half double crochets. And now we're going to repeat everything. We're going to mirror what we did up the other side as we go down the stairs. These little steps. So into your next chain 2 space, you're working 4 half double crochets, then you're working a single crochet front post, 4 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4, I keep on thinking that I did single crochets there. Sometimes your hand just does something different and you realize that maybe you've made a mistake, I'm just going to go back and do that. So 4 half double crochets, single crochet front post. So try and get them neatly over that single crochet front post. Then we're working 4 half double crochets into the next chain 2 space, single crochet front post, 4 half double crochets into the next chain 2 space, single crochet front post, 4 half double crochets into our next chain 2 space, 3, 4, single crochet front post over our single crochet front post, chain 2, yarn over. See, when you block your work, then all these things are going to fall into place. So yarn over, going to go all the way down to that chain 2 space in round number 11. Just going to bring that to the front or to the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't this fun? Chain 1 to close, chain 2, and then continue. Right, so you're going to have all of that going on. You've got those little pops of your walnut, so it picks up on the walnut in the other parts of the pattern like that. Okay, but you might want to do where I've done the sunshine, you might want to do it in the walnut. Okay, and just carry on with walnut. If you don't like, I like all these little odd things going on in the pattern, sort of unexpected. I don't like everything totally to be matchy. Okay, so now you're just going to carry on like that until you have 8 sections like this, and then to fasten off you'll just slip stitch into, so you'll work your last 2 chains and then just slip stitch into the top of the beginning puff and fasten off. Okay, so if you want the exact stitch count, just have a look at the written pattern. I've got the stitch count there for you, but basically 8 sections like that. Okay, so that is round number 21, and I shall see you at round number 22. So we're on to round number 22, and just giving you a little preview of what's been going on. So what we're going to be doing is, into our chain 4 spaces from round number 19, we're going to work 5 half double crochets, and we're going to work half double crochet front posts over our 2 puffs and our 1, 3 trebles together. Okay, so in this little section over here, we're going to have 23 stitches, and you're just going to repeat that 8 times. Okay, and you will end up with 184 stitches in all. All right, so very simple round. So 3, 4, 5 half double crochet front post, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half double crochet front post, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half double crochet front post over the next puff, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just repeat. Okay, so as I said, each section into your chain 4 spaces you'll have 5 half double crochets, so 5, 10, 15, 20, and then you'll have those 3 half double crochet I beg your pardon, I'm so croaky this morning. Let me try that again. So into your chain 4 spaces you'll have 5 half double crochets, so 5, 10, 15, 20, and then over your 2 puffs and your 1 3 trebles together you'll have half double crochet front post, as I said, and you'll have 23 stitches, and then you're just going to go like that all the way around, and then when you get to the end you'll slip stitch into your second half double crochet and fasten off, and I shall see you at round number 23. Okay, so we're on to round number 23, and the color that we're using is Aster. So we're just going to continue with our Aster. Another easy peasy simple round. We're just going to be working half double crochet back posts. So you can start wherever you like. Right, so I normally begin with a chain 2 back post, like that, 1, 2, and then we're just going to back post all of our 184 stitches. Right, so just make sure as you're going along that you're counting to make sure that you have 184 stitches. It's very annoying when you do all these teeny weeny little half double crochets and then you realize, oh my goodness, I'm missing 1 stitch. Okay, so that's it pretty much. Don't really have to show you anymore. Okay, just half double crochet back posts over all of our stitches, all of those half double crochets and all of the half double crochet front posts. Okay, easy peasy. So I shall see you at round number 24, and round number 24 is also the same color and also an easy peasy round. So I shall see you at the end of this round and the beginning of round number 24. So that is round number 23, and as you can see it's still looking quite flowery. Okay, so but don't worry about that, that all straightens out with your subsequent rounds. And for those of you who have done my patterns before, you know that sometimes the pattern looks like it's doing all sorts of very, very strange things, but it all is part of the bigger plan. So now, in the last video, I said that we're going to be doing single crochet back posts, but we're actually going to be doing half double crochet back posts again. Okay, so I'm going to not show you this round, okay? Or maybe for those of you who don't are not so familiar with the English language, I probably better just show you, because I know quite a lot of people just follow the videos. Right, so again, half double crochet back posts, right, around 184 stitches. Okay, so you're just going to keep on going like that. I call these the Netflix rounds, especially this one, because if your previous stitch count is correct, then all you have to do is just work these back posts around all of your existing stitches from the previous round. Okay, so you just keep going. Right, so just continue like that, and then you'll just slip stitch into that stitch over there, so just at the top of your chain, your beginning chain 2, and I shall see you at round number 25. Okie dokie, so now we're on to round number 25 and the color we're using is Aster. Now we're going to go back to our round number 24, and do you remember that I was saying that from here to here we have 23 stitches. All right, in this case it's 23 half double crochet back posts, and we've done that. We've repeated this section 8 times so that we end up with 184 stitches. Now where we're going to begin now is at the tip. So what you have to do is find the tip of round number 21, all right, and then where our two sections join. So we have that one section and then we start our next 23 stitches on that side. So this is our 23rd half double crochet back post. This is the first one of the next section of 23 stitches. So you've got that little space in between, right? Now it's very important. So you can put a stitch marker in the section to remind you, but we're going to skip these 2 stitches. So we're going to skip stitch number 23 of a section of 23 stitches, and we're going to skip stitch number 1 of the next section of 23 stitches. Okay, so we're skipping these 2 stitches. Now you're going to work into the next space, and we're going to be working between our stitches, right? And we're working simple single crochets, and we're going to work into 10 spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. Now I'm in the written pattern, I call them legs because it's actually easier to work like that. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and that corresponds with the middle one, corresponds all the way down your rounds 24, 23, 22 with that half double crochet front post that we made over our 3 trebles together, right? So we're skipping the leg to the right of that center stitch and the leg to the left. So we're skipping 3 legs, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to chain 2 again, but this time you're skipping 3 legs, and you're going to work into the next 10 spaces. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is why I was saying it's important that you have the correct number of stitches here, okay? Otherwise you're going to come a cropper. So again, we're skipping the next 2 legs. So there they are, that one and that one. So that's the last half double crochet back post of our set of 23 and the first half double crochet back post of the next set of 23. So we're going to chain 2, okay, going to skip those 2 legs and 1 single crochet into the next 10 spaces. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if your stitch count is correct, you'll end up with those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the leg to the right of that center stitch and the leg to the left. Your 1, 2, 3 legs. So we chain 2, skip over the 3 legs, and again into the next 10 spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then again, can you see your next 2 legs? Skip those, so you're going to chain 2, Can you see? Those two center, you know, because it tallies up with the point of your round number 21, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're just going to go round and round like that. Well, not round and round, but just around, one round, repeating what I've just done. So once you know, especially if your stitch count is bang on target, then you won't have a problem and you'll arrive at the correct places to do your chain twos after each set of 10 single crochets. Okay, and of course if your stitch count isn't correct, you're going to have to go back and correct that so that you have 184 stitches that you're working into. Right, okay, so you're just going to go around like that. Now when you get to your first stitch, so there's you've got your two, so that's the first one of your next set of 23 stitches, and that's your last one of the previous section of 23 half double crochet back purse. So you'll work your single crochet into that space before those two stitches, and then you'll chain two and slip stitch into your second single crochet and fasten off. And that's it, pretty simple. So that is round number 25, and I shall see you at round number 26. Okie dokie, so we're on to round number 26, and the color we're using is pistachio, and we're going to be working into our chain two spaces. So you can choose wherever you want to begin. I'm going to begin here, just because. All right, so what you're going to be doing is working 3 double crochets together into this chain two space. Right, chain one to close, chain two, and again. So we're working 2 of these. Yep, I'm going for my little leaves again, my little buds. 1, 2, 3. Well, this is the last of the floral blocks, but 10 to 1, I'll be doing a lot more florally things. Okay, so you're going to be doing that into each of your chain two spaces. Okay, and then you're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And feel free to add a chain or two if you feel that that's not enough. You know, if your tension is very tight, or you using a stiffer yarn like a cotton, for example. Some cottons are quite stiff. And then we're going to repeat what we just did into our next chain two space. Chain two, yarn over, and if the yarn is squeaking, it's only because it is so humid and hot here. I can't even tell you how much. This morning it was beautiful and cool and rainy and lovely, and made me think that, oh, we're finally in autumn, but of course it's only mid-February, so we're basically right slap bang in the hottest month in summer, I think, February, and sometimes even March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And of course I wasn't going to do this last of the floral blocks. I was going to wait all the way until the weather had cooled down, but I couldn't. I was dying to get started, and you know, once you get started, then you don't want to stop. So here I am in February, busy working on something I said that I would probably only work on in March or so, or maybe even April. Okay, but what can we do, right? We are addicted to crochet, we can't help ourselves. Okay, so there you go. So that's what you're going to do. And as I said, you can increase your chain spaces between these two sets of 3 double crochets, okay? Just a bit. Maybe you want to add an extra chain, maybe extra 2 chains. You know, again, of course, I've got, you know, the stretch that I'm busy working with the acrylic yarn. You know, I have spoken about that before. I take advantage of that when I'm designing, but you just feel free, you know, because you don't want your work starting to cup at this point. You know, if your work is cupping, I will tell you that it is cupping and don't worry about it, but your work should not be cupping at this point. Okay, if it's cupping, we have a problem. All right, so you just carry on like that. You go all the way around and then make your last chain 10 and slip stitch into the top of your beginning 3 double crochets together, just into the top there, and fasten off. Okay, and then I shall see you at round number 27. Okay, so we're on to round number 27, and I had every intention of carrying on with the aster, but I decided to continue with the same colorway that I did for the sample. So this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, we're going to be working here. So this round here, where I used the walnut, I actually used the aster there. Okay, I didn't use the walnut, but I am going to be using cypress. Okay, so now, as you can see, pretty simple. So we're going to find our sections of 10 stitches from round number 25. So those single crochets that we made in round number 25, like that, okay, we're going to be working only into 8 of them. So we're going to skip the first one and skip the last one, and you'll be working in front of this chain space. So the chain 10 is going to go behind, and we're just going to work double crochet front posts. As you can see, double crochet front posts over 8 of those 10 single crochets from round number 25. Okay, and then you're going to chain 3. So to start off with, you can just work in front of your previous round. Okay, so we're going to skip that first single crochet, and then you're just working double crochet front post. So you can work in front of your previous round, and then of course we'll be working into that chain 3 space between our 2 times 3 double crochets together, and we'll be bringing those forward, but don't worry about that now. You're just going to work a boring round, just doing plain old simple double crochet front posts over 8 stitches. So that will equal to 16 times 8 double crochets, which is 128 double crochets, double crochet front posts, right? And you'll have 16 chain 3 spaces. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you'll skip your next single crochet, you'll skip your next 3 double crochets together, the chain 2 and 3 double crochets together. You're going to skip the next single crochet, and then back to working your 8 double crochet front posts. Okay, so all pretty simple. So I'll stop there. So it's going to look like that, but in our next round we're going to be doing that. Okay, so you're just going to go around like that, finish your round, and then make your last chain 3 and slip stitch into the second double crochet front post, and I shall see you at round number 28. We are on to round number 28, and round number 28, we're going to use our pale rose. Now, I think that in the video when we were doing this, I called it blush. But of course it's not blush, it's pale rose. Okay, pale rose, pale, is it pale rose or soft rose? I'm not sure, but of course it will be listed in the written pattern. Okay, anyway, it's this lovely soft pink. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull our 2 times 3 double crochets together and our chain 2. We're going to pull that underneath and to the front, right, of our chain 3s from the previous round, like that. But now we're not working into these chain, am I going off camera? We're not working into these chain 2 spaces between our 2, 3 double crochets together. We're actually working into the chain 3 space from our previous round. So we're going to do that. Right? And now what we're going to do is work 1 popcorn, okay, into this chain 3 space from our previous round. That's 2. Now be careful you don't work over the chain 2 space, all right, between the 3 double crochet together. Okay, like that. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can actually make your popcorn a little bit fatter if you like, and you can make a double crochet times 6 if you feel like it. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And feel free to increase your chain space if you feel you need to. Again, we're pulling we're pulling those forward, and we're pulling the chain 3 forward, and we're working into that chain 3 space from our previous round. Okay, sorry if I'm a bit croaky, but it's been so windy today, and I don't know what's blowing on the breeze, but it's definitely got into my throat. Okay, so again, we're just working a simple little popcorn, yarn over the chain 1 to close, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and repeat. Okay. So it's a little bit of a crochet gymnastics. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to end up with 16 popcorns and 16 chain 12s. So I'm just going to stop there. Alrighty, so it's going to look like that. And then, as I was saying, feel free to increase your chain. Everything was like quite flat at this point, so feel free to increase your chain space by another 1 or 2 chains if you feel you need to. Okay, so that's really simple. Sorry, my throat is going a bit wonky. And then you're going to do your last popcorn. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit off camera, but the sun is shining kind of directly in my eyes and I can't see exactly what's going on here. Right, so you're going to finish your last popcorn. You're going to finish your last chain 12 space, and then you'll slip stitch to fasten off into the top of your beginning popcorn. And that's it. And I shall see you at round number 29.